Okay. Hello, everyone, and this is season 4 of Entrepreneur Empire, and I have a beautiful guest with me today. Her name is Marvelous. Did I say your name correctly?
You did. Thank you.
Yes. And we're on season 4 of Entrepreneur Empire, and today is a very special day, not just because it is season 4, but today is my mother's birthday. So we're going to start this season off with just making sure that we are inviting people on to have an inspirational story that's empowering themselves and others. So, Miss Marvelous, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and then we'll get started?
Yes, I just want to first say and thank you so much to Miss Denise Scott. She's brought me here to interview me, and I really appreciate that from all of my heart.
Yeah.
And yes, well, what things I'm working on is right now I'm working on some music. I am also a full-time chef, and also I am on a weight loss journey to lose 40 pounds. So I'm doing that on TikTok as well at 9 o'clock a.m. Central Time on live. So check me out. Marvelous, spelled Marvalus. So yeah, check me out.
Great, great. So now we met on TikTok,
Yes.
and you gave me a beautiful shirt, and my daughter took it from me. I was supposed to have it on today, but she was like, Mom, I can rock this. Can I have it? And I was like, oh,
Oh, that's
girl, come on
cool. I'm
now.
gonna have to send you another one. I'll send you another one.
So she was like, I'm like, she take all my clothes sometimes, but it's okay. Um, but I love your story, and I wanted to have you on because you're such an inspiration to other women.
Oh,
You do
thank you.
music, you're a chef, and I see you on TikTok doing this health, you're exercising. Could you tell us a little bit about that and why?
Yes. Well, here lately, I am a chef. First off, I went to culinary school back in 2006. So it's been years ago. So I've been a chef for a while, and I love food. So that's the first thing. And I've gained a little weight here. And so I've started a health journey. So, well, I get on TikTok, and at 9 o'clock every morning, Central Time, I do a 20-minute workout on live. So, and it's just a quick, easy workout. It's just moving our arms, moving our legs, just keep moving. That's the main thing. And I also play some of my music. So in the background, you'll hear the music that I have written and produced. I don't make the beats though. I find the beats on an app called Boloco, Bolloco. That's where I get all my beats at, and that's where I make my music from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds nice. I'm gonna have you come back on, um, and you can sing for us. Cause my brother-in-law, he makes beats. He
Oh
makes
my
beats for
goodness.
my shows. So yes, I would love to
Perfect.
have you all on all together. Now you've
Yes.
been a chef since 2006. What made
Yes.
you want to become a chef?
Well, I feel like food brings everyone together from all races, cultures, ages. Food just it's just something that brings everyone together. So that's one reason why I wanted to become a chef. Food to me is love, and showing love is making a hot meal, and giving it to someone. So that's my love language is food.
That's your love language. I was just about
Yes,
to say that.
eating it and preparing it. So
Now, how long have you been a singer?
well, um, I'll tell you this. I When I was a lot younger, I was into writing a little bit, and I didn't know that I was as good of a writer as I was until I had to turn in some poetry for school. And it only took me maybe a day to do all this poetry work, where it took some of the younger kids a lot longer. And I made almost 100%. And I was like, wow. And come to find out, my grandmother is actually a poet. My grandmother on my dad's side. So I have that natural, yes, I have that natural ability. She was a poet. And I have a cousin that's also stems from my grandma that's also a poet. So it's kind of a natural ability that we have. And I just never really tapped into it until just recently. I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna let fear stop me. It's something that I enjoy. I would like others to know about it and to share it. So it's just something I'll put out there for others to enjoy.
Oh, that is so sweet. So, what
Thank
grade
you.
were you in when you had to do this poetry contest?
I think I was in the ninth grade. I was about in the ninth grade when I realized that, okay, I'm pretty good at writing. And I did write a few songs when I was young, but I didn't put a lot into it because I didn't know where to go with it and things like that. And I was going through a lot as a young person also. My parents, they were going through a lot, so that caused me to go through a lot. So I wasn't able to focus on things like that, the things that I was good at, because honestly, in my life, I was told I wasn't good at a lot of things. So psychologically, I didn't put two and two together and saw that I was good at poetry and thought that I should go somewhere with that. And I knew that I was good at cooking at a young age. I've been in the kitchen at a very young age. So that also is a great talent that I have that stemmed from my great great grandmother on my mom's side. She was I never did get a chance to meet her, but she was an awesome chef, my mom said. Just everything was, home cooked. Get the flour, the butter, how great grandmas do it. Yes. I didn't get a chance to meet her, unfortunately, but my mom says that I hold some of that spirit that she has in cooking. So that's a beautiful thing also.
Yes, it is. So, your passions and your gifts you inherited from your grandmother or your great grandmother, I should
My
say.
yes, my grandmother on my dad's side, I got the poetry, and my great grandmother on my mom's side, I got the culinary.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
And I do understand when people they as you grow as a child and what you go through can traumatize you to a certain extent on how you grow up and how you love yourself. But I see that you overcame that. Could you talk a little bit about how you overcame it and what your process was?
Yes. Well, it's still an ongoing process, as we all know. It's an ongoing process for many of us. Getting through your traumas and your fears. Well, mine. I would say mine. I What helped me was I moved away from my hometown. That
Mm,
actually kind of helped me get away from some of the energy that was holding me back, honestly. That helped me a lot. And then I also started going to therapy. Once I moved, I realized how much help I did need. And that got me, and then my kids were actually going to therapy before I ever went to therapy. And then that also made me notice, okay, this is good for my kids. And for me to be good for them, I have to be good also. So I went ahead and went to therapy also. And that was the first time I ever went at 40 years old. So thank you so much for that clap. I appreciate it because it does take a lot for anyone to get up and muster the strength to really say, I need help and I need to go get it. So claps to anybody who does that for themselves. Yes. And so I did do that, and it helped me greatly. My doctor was beautiful. All the nurses, the doctor, I had a crew of people helping me, and I'm on a way better path. I do good every day. My anxiety is way down. My depression is way down. So I wake up in better high spirits now, and I just thank the Lord for it. I thank God every day.
amen. Amen. And thank you for sharing that because a lot of people won't go to therapy no matter what skin color you are. You need to realize if you need help. And if you can't afford it, find you a tribe or find a community of people, whether online or in person, so that you can connect with and help you get through things because that's the only way
Absolutely.
that you're going to be able to survive. It's really,
Absolutely.
really important. And if you can't afford therapy, don't be afraid of what society says or anybody. Get help for yourself because it does help, especially with PTSD and depression. And too many of our people are hurting themselves or hurting other people because they don't know how to seek out for that help. So thank you for
Exactly.
saying that. Yes, it
You're
is
welcome.
very is important.
And there are outlets out there, for everyone who needs help. Like my outlet is cooking and doing my music. If your outlet is your children, whatever your outlet is, definitely go to that. Whenever you're feeling down, if your outlet is what you're doing, Mr. Lee, is having an interview. If that's your outlet and if that makes you have a brighter day, do that. Walking your dog, going out and helping somebody, just whatever you can do to brighten whatever you can do to brighten your day, and it can help others also.
Yeah, that is a big part of when you volunteer. If it's at a church or a school, you're giving back, and that makes your heart feel good, and you
Hmm.
never know who you're helping. So yeah, bravo to that. Let's talk a little bit about this culinary because my computer messed up on me and I wasn't able to pull up the things that I wanted to pull up. But you
Okay.
are an amazing chef, sweetie. You are an amazing chef. I saw the food, and do you have a team working with you? Or that was
Yes, it's all of us working together. You saw a picture of, I think you saw Justin was in the front, and then it's Brandy, and then it's me, and then it's Caesar and D. So we're all in that picture together, working on all those good plates that you saw. That's called Chef Table on that day. And on that day, we fix really intricate dishes for the people because they come to try new things that they never had before. And we make it happen. We make it happen.
oh, that is so sweet. Oh, guys, the food looked so delicious. And at
Thank
the
you.
same time, it looked so good that you didn't want to eat it. You just want to
I
showcase it.
know. That's what I said. And we were like putting things on like this on the plates. Yes.
So now let me ask you, what inspired you to go down the path that you wanted to be a singer?
Well, what inspired me, I would say, is myself. I just decided I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna decide why not. You only live life once. Let's see what happens. And if nobody doesn't like it, so be it. And if somebody does, so be it. I just want to do something in life and put something out there for people to enjoy and listen to. And I enjoy it, so hopefully others will too.
Okay, okay. Um, it was very nice. I love it. You have a beautiful voice. Um, maybe we can
Thank you.
again have you come on so that you can sing for us, or maybe we might even do it on TikTok. Who knows? Who knows?
Okay,
That would be nice. That would be
that
nice.
would be.
Um, what advice could you give to the younger people out there about chasing their dreams and not giving up?
Oh, a good advice. I would say would be don't live your life in fear. I feel like fear stops so many people. And yeah, don't live your life in fear because if you live your life in fear, you're gonna have regrets. And you don't want to have any regrets. With whatever you feel and whatever your thought process is, write that down. Write that down and take each step at a time and check off each one of those steps, and you'll be amazed to see that wow, I did accomplish this. Just take those steps. And that's all you gotta do. And don't be, and don't live in fear. Don't be afraid. God tells us not to live in fear. So don't live in fear.
I like
That's my number one thing.
I like that. Uh, Journaling does help a lot, especially when you're going through things. If you just write it down and get it out, you're not holding it inside. So yeah, I do
Yes.
agree with you on that. Um, and you also mentioned something about you moved away to get rid of or to separate yourself from what was going on in
Yes.
your hometown. That's important too. Could you talk a
Yes.
little bit about that?
Yes. Well, I'm from Texarkana, Texas, and I moved to Kansas City, Missouri. Well, what was going on back home was it's more of my my well, I only have one living parent, so uh it's just parents. You know how parents can be. They can be kind of tough. I don't want to say anything bad about my mom because I love her dearly, but we butt heads. We do, and it was getting to a point where it was that bad. I had to leave. It was, and it actually and it helped. It helped our relationship though. It has rekindled our relationship. It has. It wasn't a bad thing. It was good on both our parts. So now my mom knows my boundaries. I know hers. So we're good. We talk. We have great communication now, and we're just doing much better now. We really are. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about that because ain't nothing like your mama.
Okay. I think that is very important. No matter if it's family, friends, relationships, friendships, personal or not, you have to know to have healthy boundaries for yourself. And it's very, very important to be able to step back and say, I love you, but I love me more. So
Amen.
if we can't agree to disagree and still get along, then I can push myself away knowing that I asked you to accept my healthy boundaries and you still don't. So, yeah,
Yeah.
much respect for that.
Thank you.
So, now I have been seeing you on TikTok early mornings doing your exercises. What
Yes.
inspired you and when did you start doing that and why?
I've probably been doing it probably for about maybe only about 5 days now, but I've been exercising before that. But what inspired me to start recording myself and putting it on live was I was thinking to myself, well, that'll help me get my music out there. People can hear my music more, and it's like knocking out two birds. I mean, with one stone. You know what I'm saying? Two birds with one stone. I'm getting my music out there. I'm getting the workout. Plus, I'm helping others to work out. So it's like I'm doing really three things. So it's like it just seemed like a win-win-win to me to do that. So it just popped in my head to, hey, why not play my music? Let's work out, let's sweat, let's listen to some good music, and let's do this together and burn calories together.
Now, you sent me a beautiful shirt. Do you create those as well, or are you just starting out?
I I order them from Amazon. It's a picture of me, but I get it from Amazon makes them for me, and I ship them off from Amazon. So
Okay.
they help out a lot. Yeah, that helps me out a lot. The Amazon makes it, and then I just ship it to wherever it needs to go.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
I started doing that the beginning of this year. The beginning of this year. So, what 9 months now? Almost.
So you're a serial entrepreneur.
Yes, I'm trying.
What advice would you give to your younger self that you know now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Nobody's ever asked me that question. To keep fighting.
Mm,
To keep fighting. It's gonna all every day is gonna be a fight. Just know that. But I want you to know that your fight isn't in vain. Your fight isn't. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy, but it's not gonna be so difficult that you should give up. Because God put you here to not give up.
amen.
That's what I would say.
Amen. That's on point. That's on point. Um, so now how long have you been on TikTok? And is that where you're
I've been on TikTok for about 2 years now, but with the music and with that probably since the beginning of this year. So probably about 9 months for the music and
okay?
things like that.
And you have a YouTube as well.
Yes, I have a YouTube and I started at about the same time. It's under at Marvelous Ray, MarvaLusRay, or you can just find it under Marvelous also, Marvalus.
And you're also on Spotify, correct?
Yes,
Yes. Okay. Let me make sure. So now, I heard you say, how many babies do you have? Kids?
I have two boys. They're big boys.
Oh,
They're 14 and one's about to be 13 on the 9th of September.
oh, the 9th of September.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
9/9. And the other one's birthday is actually 7/7, July 7th and September 9th. So one birthday is 7/7, one is 9/9.
Oh, wow.
Everybody always tells me you need to play those numbers. So it's hard to forget their birthdays because of that. 7/7 and 9/9.
So now, before we get off of here, um, I wanted to ask you a couple of more questions, and
Okay.
then you can, if you're able to, we're gonna go on to TikTok either later today or tomorrow, so that we can do this a little bit more, and you can be able to sing. Um,
Okay.
so now you said that your grandmother on your dad's side was the poet, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So when you was coming up, what did you want to be when you was growing up?
When I was growing up, honestly, I didn't really have a really clear idea of that because, like I said, my household, it was a lot of arguing and a lot of things going on in my household, honestly, that I couldn't focus on things like that at the time. So at the time, my mind was on like the moment. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, not my future as much. Um, so I really didn't have a strong knowledge of what I wanted to do. I knew I loved to cook though at a young age. So that was one thing that I knew that I liked to do, but I didn't know that I could be a profession at it. Actually, when I was a kid, I didn't know like I could really be a profession at
Oh,
being a chef at that young, because nobody really talked to me about it. I watched cooking shows and things, but it didn't come in my mind until I got older to become a chef. So
oh.
until I became like in my when I was in my early 20s, that's when I was like, oh, I could be a chef.
I know some when people grow up in certain situations, they have like writing or singing or dancing. They use that as an outlet. So that's why I was
Yeah.
asking that question. Um, do you have a favorite quote?
It's my dad would always say, and everything after he would say something. So I always say, and everything is
And
my favorite quote.
okay,
I don't know why, but I think it's something that's just so catchy, and I just always remember him saying every time he would just say anything, he would end the sentence with "and everything."
okay.
So I think that's my favorite quote from my dad.
So what do you like more? Do you like to write songs or do you like poetry or do you do poetry as well?
um, I think I like more writing songs better because I like to find the beats and I like to match the beats with the songs, and I feel like that's more creative and I'm more interested in doing that. But I mean, I have written poems before. I never was in a contest or anything except when I was in school when I had that awesome grade that I'm still so shocked about 20 years ago. Um but yeah, I more into the music part, definitely.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on and telling your story, your inspiration. Is there anything that you would like to say to the audience?
I just would like to say thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you to Miss Denise Scott. You're such a beautiful human being, and I
Thank you.
appreciate you letting me be on your show. This is really big for me, and thank you everybody for watching.
We will definitely have you back. I would definitely love to have you on to talk more, especially when it comes to women and how we can inspire each other more. I think that is
Oh yeah,
important no matter what
absolutely.
your background is. I think telling our stories really, really can help other people. And so,
I
yeah,
agree. And
definitely.
maybe I'll be 10 pounds smaller, and then I can talk about that. We can talk about how I got there. That's what I'm working on.
Well, thank you everyone for your time, for watching Entrepreneur Empire. This is season one, episode one. So, you guys stay tuned and have a blessed, lovely weekend. As always, be bold, be beautiful, and be blessed. Thank you.